I want to start this video with complete honesty, stating that in my second year, I did not buy a single standard textbook. Not because books aren't important, I am not saying that. Not also because I was overconfident. It was definitely because I realized too early that too many resources are overwhelming me. So after my second year result video, many of you guys asked me in my Insta or my YouTube, how did you study? So this is just what worked for me, and I'm hoping that it helps someone who's feeling stuck right now. So this is not a steady 10 to 12 hours wala video. It's also not to do what exactly I did. So this is for dental students who are sincere, who are trying hard, who are giving their best, but are confused about what to do, what to study, what to ignore, and how to mentally stay calm. So I'll tell you guys my overall approach, and then subject wise, let's go in detail, like microbiology, pathology, dental materials, and pharmacology. Let's start with today's video. So before starting, make sure you subscribe to my channel Asa Zora for more such videos in the future which might help you. So the biggest lesson I learned in second year was clarity matters more than quantity. So I stopped asking myself how many more chapters are left, and I started asking, do I actually understand the topic? So this actually shifts your behavior towards your studying and learning. The second most thing that helped me was sticking to a single trusted resource. I left all the 100 textbooks and the 100 resources. You need to stick to only one single textbook that you feel that you can understand and you can write it the best in your exams. And this helps you more than 5 big standard textbooks. You need to understand that studying becomes calmer only when you simplify it. Let's start with our first subject, which is pathology. So trying to study pathology line by line feels very difficult, and here's where most of the students give up. What I did instead was I kept 3 main points in my head. First one, what is the pathology, why it is happening, and how it presents clinically. So this makes you simplify the topic and help you retain it in your brain for a longer period of time. One more bonus tip that I would like to give you is, if you take a particular disease, let's say diabetes mellitus. So what you do is look at all the abnormalities that the person might undergo, and then you can just compare it with a healthy person so that you can keep it in your mind for a longer period of time. Microbiology. Coming to microbiology, many students are scared of it because it feels endless. Even I did at one point, but you know what made it interesting or a different subject for me? It was segregating the whole answer into topics. So what I did was, in microbiology, you need to structure your answer in a way that you started with morphology and then virulence factors, blah blah blah, ending it with lab diagnosis. So which is the main part of your answer, which is going to give you marks. So what you do is, you have several microorganisms like streptococcus, staphylococcus, positive, gram negative. You need to know that each and every answer will have the same subtopics, but you need to differentiate. Something is there to differentiate, which makes them the organism. So if you once get to know what is the differentiating factor, you will have your answer already. So that's a simple trick that you need to follow in microbiology to score marks. So the takeaway point in microbiology is having a structure which stops making you feel that the subject is random. Coming to everyone's favorite, pharmacology. So I would like to be very honest. For the first 3 months, it intimidated me. I did not have a single clue of what was going in class. Like it, if you have studied pharmacology at least once, then you will know what I'm speaking about. It's like you study once, you understand, you become happy, you go home, the next day vanish. The whole thing that you study is boom, vanished. But it doesn't mean that I was scared. You need to come out of the fear that you'll forget things and start studying again. So the more you look at the topics, the more you are familiar with it. Full stop. Period. So what you need to do in pharmacology is again go under the sub points. So starting with mechanism of action, firstly a few introductory points saying what it is and which class of family SSF, and then mechanism of action, uske baad the clinical uses, adverse effects and the advantages of using it. So this, following this structure, will help you the most in pharmacology, and the main thing is understanding the mechanism and writing it in flowcharts. Even in your exams you need to write everything in your flowchart so that you gain more points, more marks. And the bonus tip here is to make mnemonics. I know some people might be against of it कि पहले तो आंसर ही याद नहीं आ रहा है, तुम निमोनिक क्या बता रही हो, निमोनिक भी याद तो करना रहता है. बट ट्रस्ट मी, you have to create your own mnemonic. Not that कि गूगल में कुछ मिल रहा है तो मैं उसको रटूंगी then I'll know the answer. No, that will actually double your work. So what you need to do is make your own simple mnemonics, like your funny thing कि घर में जो हो रहा है, मैं खाना खा रही हूँ. The first letter of each and everything relate to a drug or relate to the classification, which will help you understand and memorize it way more quicker. That's what I did. Coming to the last subject of second year, which is dental materials. बोलने में कितना छोटा है, पढ़ने में उतना ही बड़ा, उतना ही vast. You don't understand कि कितना बड़ा है unless you once look into the textbook. So because why? Because it has both conservative dentistry and prosthodontic dentistry. Both of them are so important because you even study it in your third year, fourth year, and even final year. Mein you have to implement it. These are the major subjects. So this is the only dental subject that you study, right? This is the only dental subject you study in your third year. In your second year, if you want to know how to tackle this, it is just being consistent. Be consistent, study, look into the topics, and for cons, there are several cements that you need to study. So what you do is make a table. Each and every cement का नाम लिख दो, like zinc phosphate, polycarboxylate, GIC, and again write the sub points that you can remember and differentiate between each of them. In prosthodontics आपको तो पढ़ना पड़ेगा because मुझे भी I don't like it, but we have to study it anyways. And as of now I don't have any points for prosthodontics. उसमें भी सिर्फ materials ही है, so you need to know each and everything like the temperatures and how to use it, the manipulation techniques, so that you write it well in your exams. So another main thing that you need to know that in dental school, time management is a very big task. पढ़ाई तो छोड़ दो, पहले तुम time manage करके दिखाओ. Because we need to manage both practical and theory. And practicals का tension, every year it keeps on increasing because the quotas also increase and the studying also increases. Now I have come to third year, I am realizing how much of a big task it is because you need to study like theory subjects, uske saath you need to give discussions, everyday discussions in your postings, and if you don't answer, you know what will happen. So you need to manage time very well because even I am learning how to manage time. I'm very bad at it. Let's learn it together, guys. So the most important thing I would like to tell you guys before I end this video, please remember, your marks doesn't define how much of a good dentist you become in future, because everything that defines you as a good or a professional dentist is having perfect professional skills, hand skills, how you communicate with your patient and how you manage every single situation and every single patient. So कोई आके आपसे ये नहीं पूछेगा कि how much did you score in your second year, did you get distinction or no, they will look at the skills that you perform on your patient, and that's all that matters. So study hard, work hard. I'm not telling don't study hard, enjoy at your fullest, because this is the student life that you will crave once you leave the college. And also be good at what you are. Don't compare yourself with others and stay happy. That's all I have for today's video. If you like it, please like and share, subscribe. Let's meet in another video. Until then, bye.